Guys, this is song from Mainland Voice. I was born in China and I have lived in China for more than 40 to 43 years. Actually, I have lived in United Kingdom for about 5 months. I lived in Philippines for about 5 months, and other countries for about 5 months. So when I went to another country, at least I will live there for about 1 month or 2 months. So altogether, I lived in other countries for about 1 to 2 years, one and a half year. So most of my life, 44 years, I lived in China. So when I was born in a small village, but it's not too far away from the main city, Changsha City. It's the capital city of our province. So our county is called Changsha County. It's very close to the Changsha City, and maybe 90 years ago, or 70 years ago, 90 years ago, it's the Changsha City is belongs to Changsha County, and since the CCP start to run this new country, this new China, so we have the city is bigger than the county. So the county is a part of a city, or you can say a so-called street area, Changsha area. We have Changsha City, Changsha County, Yinxiang County, Wancheng County, Liuyang City, and so on. So I was born in just very close to the airport. It is called Huanghua Airport. That is my hometown. I was born there, and my father and my mother are both teachers, and my grandparents are both farmer. They lived in that small village. So when I was, I think, 6 or 7 years old, at that time you have to, I think it's 6 years old, you have to go to the, it's not a kindergarten, it's you can say the preschool for 1 year. So when I went to the preschool, I just stayed there for 1 day, and because some children, they are very naughty, so I think so I went home, and I didn't go to the preschool anymore, just went there for 1 day. So I quitted the preschool and lived with my grandparents. Altogether, I lived with my grandparents for 7 years. Then I went to the primary school because my mother was a teacher in the touting in the primary school. So she brought me into her school, but because unfortunately she was the so-called the nowadays maybe it is called the substitute teacher, but at that time it's not a substitute teacher. It is called the national teacher and a non-national teacher. My mother is a non-national teacher. My father is a national teacher. So it means the non-national teacher is a lower class teacher. So she has been requested to move from school to school. So I lived with her, and she, after in every half a year, she will move from one school to another school. So I have to change the schools constantly. So I changed from one primary school to another primary school. Just stay every school, stay for half a year. It's one term. In China, every year divided into 2 terms. But in United Kingdom, every year divided to 3 terms. This is the difference. So yeah, so I changed because they thought, my parents thought I'm quite good at studying. So they normally the people in my place, they will study in the primary school for 6 years or 7 years. But for me, they thought I'm quite capable. They just asked me to from 1 year and jump to another year. So they just have me to study for 4 years. So 4 years, 8 different schools. So I went to the so-called middle school. We will learn in China. We will learn in the middle school for another 3 years. Then you will go to the high school. In the high school, we will learn for about 3 years. Then we will go to the college or university. So that's the situation. That is my situation and the situation of Chinese society at that time. It's 70s and early 80s. So that's and at that time, from maybe 79, the China has a new policy. At that time, they said every couple should only have a one child at that time. So the control of birth from 1979. But when I was born, there are no such policy. But my parents, because I don't know, maybe they are teacher or what kind of thing, I don't know. So they just have me as the only child. They are allowed to have 2 or 3 or 8 or more, but they didn't give birth more children. And when they got married and gave birth to me, they are quite old at that time. So when they are almost, I think, 30, or at that time, normally they are at their age, maybe in their 20s, they will have children. But for my father, maybe when he was 38, he at that age he gave birth to me. So it's quite old for him, because normally at that time, normally people will give birth at their 20 or 22 or 24, but he's in his 38. So it's quite different. Okay, this is what I want to talk to you today. See you next time. Bye bye.